That's true.
It's a nice T-shirt, huh?
John.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Just give it to me and there we go.
Wait, what happened to the outfit?
Guys got me.
With what?
They got me good with ice cold water.
In the locker
That was
room?
my birthday present.
Nice.
Yep.
Any questions? To
Oh,
have
we're good.
just this kind of performance, a 3-game winning streak, to go into the SEC tournament, a lot of the players are feeling good momentum-wise. How do you feel about how things are kind of coming together down the stretch?
Well, we're playing our best basketball of the year. And I think that the best way to continue doing so is to not rest on our laurels and not feel like we've got it all figured out. We've got to handle success much better than we have at other times during this basketball season. We've got to remain on edge. We've got to continue to understand who we are and what our deficiencies are. Continue to stay as connected as we've been lately.
Cal said, from his perspective, watching film, that you've really just let Jalen loose in terms of telling him go score the basketball. Is there some truth to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think him and Kayvon both. You know, I don't think there's been a big change in philosophy. It's really been from day one. I think that there's been a couple changes with Jalen. One is he's playing more minutes because he's defending better, and we've said that since the first game. We talked about it with Devin Robinson for a long time. If you earn more minutes, you're going to fall into more shots. You're going to show everybody how talented you are offensively. I think he's taking better shots. He's been very aggressive. He's not overthinking quite as much. Him and Kayvon both. I think this is the first time all year where both of them are playing with that mentality at the same time. And I think that Jalen, along with Kayvon and Igor, especially those three, Keystone probably being a fourth, and maybe even Chris Chioza, with having 4 or 5 guys that can, again, I'm guarding against saying that we're like this offensive crazy firepower. I'm not saying that, but having 4 or 5 guys that they're all capable of getting 15. It's just taken a long time I think for us to understand how to play well together. And how to let it come to us. This is the most efficient we've been. I mean, you look at Igor's box score the last few games. He hasn't taken a crazy one. Jalen and Kayvon have an ability to make hard ones, to create their own, of course. We've gotten really stagnant through switching this year at times, and lately with switches, Kayvon and Jalen have done a better job of attacking mismatches. And I think they're more comfortable with understanding that their teammates and their coach want them to do that, attacking mismatches, if we're going to see a lot of switching.
Mike, how much Kayvon's line of 7 rebounds and 7 assists?
Yeah, led us in rebounding, huh? Did he lead us in assists as well?
Yeah.
Hard to do that with Cheese on your team, right? Yeah, he was great. He was great. I told him after the game that he didn't need to get 25, but he was just as aggressive as he's been. And he was attacking some of those switches. He was attacking in transition. He was getting downhill, and he was drawing help, and it led to him getting other guys' shots. And that's also being aggressive. He didn't need to take 12 to 15 shots. Although if he can get them off, I want him to take 12 to 15.
Mike, how much better were you guys in getting 50-50 balls and just being more competitive in the game?
Oh, boy, Jerry, I thought both teams played really hard. I thought Kentucky played really hard as well. There were some that we didn't get. I thought, in fact, we had 4 or 5 balls in our hands that they took from us. That's been a problem for us lately. Our front court guys getting rebounds and then bringing the ball in kind of casually and relaxing, and boom, they just take it instead of us chinning the ball with aggression. I thought both teams played really hard. I thought that Kentucky played with resilience, going on a big run mid-second half. Their zone, I thought, changed the complexion of the game for a little bit. Jalen Hudson hits a big 3 that really settled us in at that point.
Given where things were before the Tennessee game, which you felt good about, are you pleasantly surprised at how quickly and how dramatically this has all turned?
Yeah, I mean, Brian, I feel good that yeah, we're playing the best basketball we've played this season. This is the most consistency we've seen. I told you guys yesterday, we were awful yesterday morning, so a little bit surprised that we played that well. But And my assistants continue to tell me, Coach, stop reading into this team and our practice performances. This team's different. This team is hard to forecast. We've had inconsistencies. We have, sure, but I want to give my guys credit. We've gotten a lot more consistent. We've gotten a lot tougher. We are so much better defensively than we were a few months ago, despite some adversities. So yeah, and I'm very pleased with where we are. But there's a lot of, we hope that there's a lot of basketball left for us. We've got to get rest, and we got to be prepared to get better this week. When you got a little window here before conference tournament to make a couple strides in a couple areas if we approach it the right way.
Mike, what did you see from the string of about 7 minutes and then just 11 straight field goals? I mean, was something going on? Was more them? Or?
What? Give me the times again, Chris. It was mid-second half when they went on the big run.
16-point lead to 7. They were making those some free throws.
Yeah. We had a couple. We had a couple fouls that just unintelligent, just not very sound. You know, grabbing guys in the post, being a little bit too handsy, sending them to the line. It started early second half with a couple fouls that were needless fouls. But I thought, again, what changed the complexion was them going zone and us becoming pretty stagnant. And we missed a couple threes that were okay looks, but the ball wasn't popping quite as much. They matched a little bit out of it, did a good job. So, you know, it's a good zone. They're good in man as well. But just that changing of defenses, we didn't handle very well until that Hudson 3 went down, which caught a lot of rim. I know we were fortunate that thing went down for us.
Kevin Knox has been playing pretty well for them. How were you able to keep him in check?
He's a very good player. We made a mistake early first half, going under a handoff. You know, he made us pay for it. He missed a couple for us in the second half in front of their bench, I thought. Just probably more than anything, just the overall activity. You're going back to Jalen Hudson. I think he was defending Knox a pretty good bit. Igor, Keystone, I thought we did a pretty good job with some switching, and our communication level, of course, has improved. I don't know that we did a great job on him, but again, I thought everyone was pretty dialed in today for us.
Mike, you know, we're free to discuss the postseason.
Yeah, conference tournament, first game of the conference tournament.
But no, just this time of year, I mean, the team's peaking, it seems.
Yeah.
How'd you kind of get that to happen, or is it just by happenstance? And also, just how exciting a time is the postseason for the team?
Your first question, I think, our guys made it happen. I think it starts with having really good guys. Give you a chance every night, every day in practice. Probably seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Such a long season. This team has had a lot of adversity in terms of dealing with the inconsistencies and the big wins and the upsets and all of the early press and the preseason stuff, and then the doubts creeping in and the injuries and the illnesses. I mean, it's just been a long year, and I think that, you know, probably about 3 weeks ago, we've just had a renewed focus and a renewed connectedness. These guys have, and they have sold out to simply playing hard and defending at a high level, and it's great. I mean, coincidentally, when you're thinking about the right stuff, you play well offensively as well. And so, are we playing the best basketball of the year for us? Yes, but that doesn't mean anything going into the next one. If as soon as our guys feel like they've got it figured out, we won't play well. We won't play well.
Mike, how much
in the
well,
postseason to the postseason excitement? I mean,
yeah, potentially, yeah.
I mean, does that enliven a team even more?
Yeah, it might be a factor. You know, our guys might have a better answer for that. We've been the same whether we're playing as a staff. You know, whether you're playing North Florida at home or, you know, or you're playing in Rupp. It's the same thing for us. You know, or you're in practice. We want to continue to get better. Maybe for a couple of these guys or a few of them, knowing that the postseason's right around the corner, help them get rejuvenated a bit.
Mike, you like Chiozza as he came off his game, Chiozza setting record. How happy were you?
I'm so thrilled for our 3 seniors. I didn't sleep much at all last night. the last 48 hours have been pretty stressful. I probably need to lecture myself more than I did my team in terms of not being emotional. But you want it so bad, especially for a really good group of guys. You know, yeah, I've seen John in the training room for 3 hours a day for a year, and you hate it for him, and you want him to have seen. You want it to be a memory, a positive memory for him. And for these other two guys, Igor plays as hard as anybody plays. You know, he's outmatched every day. He's provided incredible toughness, consistency, character. Chris Chioza is one of the best guards in the history of the school, who not only hit the shot, but now his legacy isn't about the shot. It's about being a really good player here at Florida. It's about having a great senior year, getting his team back to the NCAA tournament. So I wanted this to be a positive memory for them, and their teammates did that for them. They laid it on the line, and all three of those seniors, who are great guys, will always have this memory. And as I told them, whether we win or lose, but of playing the right way and playing well in front of all our people.
Mike, the points off turnovers, just how much did that kind of set the tone early? You got 14 in the first half.
Yeah, I thought it was big. Activity. Kayvon, if I remember correctly, was very active. Chris Chioza, we got our hands on a few basketballs early, and of course, Kevin, when we get out in transition O, it's hard. It continues to be a big strength for us. We've also, speaking of transition O, just gotten better at picking our spots. Okay, the defense is set. 7 seconds has gone off the shot clock. We don't have to jack one now. You know, we've gotten better at scoring early or scoring late.
Mike, what makes Igor, or how effective is he as a post defender, and how important is that for you guys?
Jerry, probably at being 6'5" and having a lower center of gravity at times can be a positive for him. He's got a strong base. He's really tough. He's older. He's got a lot of mental toughness. He's got a ton of physical toughness. He's played less emotional, you know, in the past couple months. He's really matured, and he's with his experience, not only college basketball experience but international experience. I think he's got a few tricks up his sleeve in terms of playing physical without fouling, just like a lot of veteran players in this league do.
Mike, this makes 3 straight 20-win seasons for you. What does that say, not just about you, but about your staff also, and your ability to kind of transition here from? Hey,
it's University of Florida. I mean, it's a great job. We've had great players. Yeah, I mean, we've had really good players. You know, Chris and Igor and Johnny Boone, who just won 20 games. You know, and hopefully we've got a few more of us. Pat.
When you though, I mean, teams are defined by their postseasons. We all know that. It's just kind of the way it is in college basketball. But when you stop and think about what this team was able to do with, I mean, you had 4 big guys on the bench today, and like this, but it ended up the way it is. I mean,
yeah.
What do you think when you look back at this, you'll see?
Rewarding. Of course. Now, I won't do a lot of looking back right now. I just don't want to dodge your question, Pat. You know,
I know that.
Across, you know, for the regular season, evaluating the regular season, and the regular season over, it's been rewarding to watch these guys grow. To have gone through what this team's gone through, and to play the way that we're playing, and in games 28, 29, 30, 31, even going back to, I think 27 was probably Nashville. Who knows? I got to get my calculator out. But I thought at that point we really turned the page and started playing the way this team needed to play again, and doing it more consistently. And you know, it's coming together for us. And now now that obviously it's about maintaining. It's about maintaining and improving, and not about feeling good about how we've been playing. Let's in order to maintain it, I think our goal has got to be to continue to get better.
Anything else?
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.